When you fly a new piece of avionics or fly a new airplane, it's really important to practice with the airplane in a safe environment. A lot of avionics nowadays has an emulator, but sometimes the emulators work a little bit differently than the real thing. I have been flying a couple of club airplanes and they all have Avidyne GPSs and G5 gyros. I discovered a piece of the way they work different between the emulator and the real airplane. Here's me with the emulator and then afterward with a real airplane.
The procedure is departing Knoxville Downtown Island Airport, leaving on runway 8, the IFR obstacle departure procedure. Depart heading 085 and then join up with outbound radial 053 from the VOR. Since this isn't the real world and it doesn't know where I am, I have to tell it that the origin is DKX, and hitting that second enter is important. Just like the real unit, if you hit enter on the FMS screen, it brings up the local VOR, maybe because that's the departure procedure for that airport. Notice the VOR is the next waypoint on the flight plan after the departure airport, but despite that fact, pushing the OBS button does not bring up OBS mode. We push the activate flight plan soft button, and now the flight plan is active and there is an active GPS waypoint. Now, when I push the knob in the upper right, it goes to OBS mode. Virtually turning the OBS knob changes the OBS setting in the simulator. Keep that in mind because this is the difference between this and the real system. OBS course set to 053. Setting heading to 085. One thing I love about the Avidyne systems is that it's a single button press to cycle between the main 3 display modes. So here we are in track up 360 degree compass mode, which is reasonable. If you're a psychopath, there is north up 360 degree compass mode or track up 270 degree arc. We took off on a heading, but now we're getting close to the radial, so we switch over to following it. This is like switching to nav on the autopilot. Now to show a few differences between this and the real Avidyne+G5 in the real airplane. Okay, notice no destination set either on the GPS or on the HSI. Again, VOR comes up as default waypoint. Activate flight plan to give us a destination. Now we have a destination. Pressing the button in the upper right does bring us to OBS mode, but turning the knob does not. That switches to VLOC mode, which is not what I was expecting. OBS setting is actually accessed through the G5 menus themselves. The other thing I was figuring out this day was how to set up and tune a VOR. So make sure the frequency is set. I turn the upper right knob to go to VLOC mode, and a couple of seconds later, it brings up VOR mode. To set the VOR course, you have to bring up the menu in the G5, and then you can do it there.
I hope that was useful. That was a first taste of some club airplanes. I'll be showing you some of those in my channel coming up soon. Always try out your avionics ahead of time. Stay safe, stay current, and never stop figuring stuff out.
Hey, Thrace. Nice of you to join me.